If hockey in Minnesota has a food pyramid, right now the state of hockey has plenty of starch in its diet. Yes, we're talking about the Spuds, those pesky potatoes from Moorhead, Minnesota. And while they've always been good, right now Moorhead is having a moment.
What's it mean to play hockey for Moorhead?
It's awesome. Every year we're always kind of pumping out good teams, good players, and we're having quality seasons over and over. It means a lot to be a part of a hockey culture like this in a town like this.
My parents did not play hockey. They had no clue what hockey was, and then they moved here and they're like, well, you know, you better play hockey. Everyone else is, and my friends were. We live and eat and breathe it.
Benches are filled with experienced coaches, the cupboard is stocked with top-ranked teams, and they always have the best pin on the planet. Maybe it's not a food pyramid after all. It's a food chain. And the Spuds are right on top for good reason. Close your eyes and think about Minnesota hockey, and it's not long before you'll see Moorhead's iconic orange and black. While the Moorhead M is arguably the best logo in the state, their mascot is the undisputed champion of mascots.
Is your mascot the best in the state?
For sure. Yep.
Sell me on it. I mean, it's a potato.
I mean, it's a hockey potato. It doesn't get better than that.
I love it. I love that it's so different. You know, nobody else has a potato as their mascot.
I think we have the best mascot in the country. I really do.
Country?
I really do.
It's a good mascot.
Do you eat potatoes, or is that cannibalism?
That's a good question. I don't know.
So you used to serve like baked potato in tin foil?
Yeah.
That's
We'd have the mothers make some at home in the ovens, and then they'd bring them to the concession stand and we'd sell them.
Oh, you got to bring that back, brother.
I know.
Rob Grammer has a big job as the Moorhead Youth Hockey and High School alumni and hockey director. But that's not his most important title. He's also the kingpin of hockey pins.
So they're saying gold is the best investment right now, but I'm pretty sure it's these Spud pins. I mean, how do you come up with the idea for the next year?
I often stare into my state of Minnesota pins for inspiration, and then a lot of late night dreams. So I keep a sketch pad next to
Just pop up
and sketch. Size is important, however, you got to consider injury prevention here.
That's right.
So you want to go big, but tactfully big.
Load management.
For sure.
When you're from Moorhead and you got the Spud pin,
yeah.
Tell us what's that like to have that sort of power?
Usually it's amazing to have that kind of power. Sometimes it is a ripoff. You really got to think through it, honestly.
Yeah, you get a lot of lopsided trades.
Yeah. Not only kids, even parents coming up. Hey, can I get a Moorhead pin? Like, what do you want for it?
I have friends down in the cities. Every year he asks me for a Spuds pin. He wants to be a part of it in some way, and I think
he's probably on eBay.
Take a look at the back of the Spuds jerseys, and you'll see some familiar names. Today, Moorhead, Minnesota looks a little bit like that 90s show, with former players from a prior era coming back to coach.
What happened? You all came back and you're changing it and you're giving back? I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It just kind of all worked out that way. I mean, we all knew we wanted to come back here at some point. It's a great place to raise a family.
You know, that second generation of guys that are now dads and giving back to their kids, not only their kids, but the association as a whole, and making, you know, this community-based model a prime example and why, you know, it's so good in the state of hockey.
We had a great high school experience, we had some good teams, and we all have remained really close friends. It's really fun because like we'll come to the rink for a 6 a.m. bantam practice on a Tuesday morning, and it is 3/4 of our high school team.
Moorhead's trophy case includes 10 state championships at the youth level. But the boys' high school team is 0-8 in state championship games.
No other hockey program in the state of Minnesota has had more runner-up finishes without winning a championship than the Moorhead Spuds.
For many of these former Spuds, their return to the program includes some unfinished business.
I've been to all 8 of them, all 8, and I mean, the Holy Angels one really hit me hard, and I think I went to the Gopher Bar right after that game.
Good spot, though.
Yeah, it is.
Good conies.
Yeah, good conies.
I don't ever want to call them failures because there's a lot of other teams that wish they could have played in 8 state championship games. I think it's just a matter of time, and I think it's a goal for everybody.
What would it mean to get that final step for this town?
It's kind of the one thing that we don't have here. This year we have a team that can do that, so I'm looking forward to getting started with this group of guys and working towards that, because I really think it is a possibility this year, and that's the main goal of everything we're working towards, and it would be huge.
Justice can't be delivered.
Moorhead's girls program is also healthy and thriving, where they've been on the front foot putting women in leadership roles within a historically male-dominated sport.
So you played here, you've coached, now you're back full circle running the girls program. Are there a lot of people giving back, kind of circle of life like that?
Absolutely. For our girls, we have a female staff or coach at every single level. So whether it was a mother that played previously or a past alum that is that leadership where the girls can look up to.
Well, the girls are such social animals, and they're there. A lot of times they're there because their friends play, and we want to harbor that feeling, but we also want to add a little bit of competitive nature to what we're doing. And if you can get girls to love being at the rink and compete hard, you're going to have a lot of success.
We started when we were 4 or 5 with rookies, and you just grow up together, make your best friends through hockey.
Ask anyone who built the hockey tradition in Moorhead, Minnesota, and their answers will be the same. The Terrys and Dennis Bushy.
I was so fortunate that people like Terry Cullen and Terry Shercliffe, Dave Morinville and Dennis Bushy, and our foundation for the structure of our youth hockey organization is the way it should be, and it's held this long.
We've been very, very blessed with how they started everything, and I think it's evolved almost perfectly.
Terry Cullen, Terry Shercliffe, and Dennis Bushy perfected the recipe, finding the right mix of player development and love of the game. Structure and creativity served up in equal parts. Nearly everyone that's been through the Moorhead program has been impacted by this trio.
It was about learning how to have fun while competing intensely with your buddies. How are we getting better every day? And that was the philosophy that they brought.
How do you get that mix of playing the right way, as they say, but also having the space to still have fun?
You need to teach the kids structure. You're doing them a disservice if you don't. So we really try to show them and teach them the structure that they'll be dealing with as they climb the ladder, but then also encouraging them to understand that this is a framework from which your instincts take over.
Today, Dennis Bushy's son has taken over most of the rink management duties, but you won't find anyone that loves the Moorhead Spuds more than old man Bushy.
I just like the Moorhead's philosophy on developing hockey players. It's a fun game, and play to learn and then learn to play.
Never met a guy that loved the game more and cared about the kids more than Dennis. And he ran the rink, he coached the Bantam team, he just lives and dies Moorhead hockey. There's just not a better human being in the game of hockey.
Moorhead has come a long way from frigid 6 a.m. morning practices at Centennial Arena on the north end of town with nothing but an old metal building to block the wind. Today, Moorhead boasts 5 public sheets of ice mere minutes apart, which makes sense for a program that consistently churns out high-end college and pro players from a pool of about 500.
Why do you think so many good players come out of Moorhead?
I think the coaching's great. I think it's the best of the best in the state of Minnesota. Like, I think the setup that we have with both rinks is unbelievable.
We have summer development opportunities galore. We've got skating camps, we've got stick handling camps. There's a ton of resources for these kids to get better, and the ones that really dive into it, it's pretty amazing what they can do.
There's not a whole lot of places where, you get treated like this. Awesome locker room. This is a high school locker room, but even at our youth rink, everything's hockey, people care. Just, a Class A, organization and association, and, I can't, ask for much more when it comes to that side of the things,
I just can't imagine any other facility like the Moorhead Youth Hockey Arena. It's home. It's home to our kids.
Both the Moorhead boys and girls high school teams have a strong connection to the youth program.
At clinic time, our high school girls come and help run stations, interact with the girls. Our girls go and carry some flags and have a youth night that really interacts with the team, and they love the bonding. They look up to those girls and want to be a Spud someday. So yeah, we've doubled our numbers within 3 short years, both at our 8U and then our tots. We had a try-it night, and the numbers are the biggest that we've ever had. So
hold on, they're called tots.
They're called tater tots. Yes. Fitting, huh?
Yeah.
If there's a question about hockey in Moorhead, it's where do they fit? They're not from the cities. They're not really from up north. They have state-of-the-art facilities, but still love the game enough to play outside. And when you're a Spud, it's for life. Which made us think maybe where Moorhead is the wrong question to be asking. Because spend a little time in the Red River Valley and it's easy to see what Moorhead is. It's a hockey town. And here in Moorhead, that's more than enough.
I mean, it's pretty special. It's always been a thing that I've always taken the pride of, Moorhead Spud, so it's always been important to me, and the long tradition of my family just feels important to put a Spud jersey on and go represent my town.
I just think the culture is huge here. I mean, just, going through the association and getting pushed by, brilliant coaches before me that, obviously know what they're doing, and I don't think anyone works harder than Moorhead Spuds.
If you're wanting to dive into hockey and be a high-level hockey player, I think here you have everything to be able to do that.
Now that we've harvested some potatoes up north, we head down I-94 to hunt down the Elks, where the country meets the city and the antlers are larger than life. Tune into episode 3 of Minnesota Hockey's The Association, featuring Elk River, coming soon.
Get going!